guys? It's your boy, Barca Boy 103. Today we're going to be doing the match preview for Barcelona versus Deportivo Alaves in La Liga. Just 48 hours later after the defeat against Rayo Vallecano, we're already back in league action. But with the different manager, it is now the post-Koeman era, and we're now entering the temporarily Sergi Barjuan era. In this match, 3 points, nothing more and nothing less, especially at the Camp Nou. But before we get into it, make sure you guys smash that like button down below. Let's try to get the 200 likes in this video. It would be very much appreciated. And also make sure you hit the subscribe button down below if you haven't already. And let's get into it. Kickoff time for this match will be taking place at 9 p.m. local time, so regular La Liga kickoff time. And of course, this match will be taking place at the Camp Nou. And the referee for this match has been confirmed. On the pitch will be Jorge Vasquez. On the VR will be Seto Sotogrando. Let's start off by taking a look at the league table. Barcelona at the moment are currently sat in 9th place in La Liga on 15 points after playing 10 games. We have 4 wins, 3 draws, and 3 losses. If you look at our last 5 games in the league, we've lost 3 and only won 2. Now that's going to be important when we get to the Deportivo Alaves position. Just remember that. Top of the table, Real Sociedad are on 24 points after playing 11 games with 7 wins, 3 draws, and 1 loss. Real Madrid, who played the same amount of games as us, is technically top of the table on 21 points, 6 wins, 3 draws, and 1 loss. Now, of course, Real Madrid dropped points midweek against Osasuna, and also Atletico Madrid dropped points against Levante. So again, you look at the league table, just 6 points behind. We're not really that far, just 2 wins. Beat Real Madrid at the Bernabeu, beat Atletico Madrid at the Camp Nou. We're back in the race, so we're still not terrible, not really far behind, because other teams have dropped a lot of points as well. Look at Real Sociedad, 6 wins, 3 draws, and 1 loss. Atletico Madrid, 4 draws and 1 loss. They're dropping points. We're not as far behind as people may say it sounded. We can easily get top 4, no doubt about that, but we are still technically in the league race, just 6 points, not that far behind. We could claw it back, but again, it's going to be very difficult. If you take a look at the top teams and who they'll be facing this weekend, Real Madrid will travel to Elche, easy 3 points should be. Sevilla will host Osasuna, easy 3 points as well. But Atletico Madrid will host Real Betis at the Wanda Metropolitano. If you look at the league table, there is a gap between 3rd and 6th, and Real Betis are actually in 4th on 21 points. So they are above Atletico Madrid by 2 points. That will be a very difficult match for Atletico Madrid. If you take a look at our opponents in Alaves, where they're currently standing in the league table, they are currently 16th place in La Liga on 9 points after playing 10 games. They have 3 wins, 0 draws, and 7 losses. Now look at the last 5 games in the league. Won 3, lost 2. That is a better record than Barcelona. Alaves right now are currently standing 1 point off the relegation zone. So overall, they've had a very poor start to the season. Let's now take a look at our opponents in Deportivo Alaves. As I just mentioned, they are 1 point off the relegation zone, and so far this season, they haven't done too well. If you look at the last 5 games in all competition, in their last match, they beat Elche 1-0. They beat Cadiz 2-0. They lost to Real Betis 1-0. They lost to Athletic Club 1-0, but they beat Atletico Madrid 1-0. Now, what's the difference between all those games? They all had maybe 1 or 2 goals. Alaves have kept a lot of clean sheets, kept the clean sheet against Atletico, Cadiz, and Elche, but haven't scored too many goals. Combines, only 5 goals scored for them. That's not too much for them. And of course, this season they haven't really done well offensively wise. They haven't been too critical in front of goal. But of course, they have a new manager this season in Javier Calejo, and he hasn't done too well, on the verge of being sacked as well. He's also under a lot of pressure in this game. So please look out for Alaves. I'd look out their goalkeeper Pacheco, very strong in the last game against Barcelona. He made about 20 saves, and also their striker Jose Lu has been very critical this season. He is their star man, their talisman player up front. Overall, Alaves are going to be a very difficult team. They're very strong and compact in the defense. As you can see, they kept a lot of clean sheets, but going forward, they're not that great. So you can expect a strong, defensive side, but going forward, not the best. Time now to get into Joan Laporta and Sergi Barjuan's press conference reaction. Now, in this press conference, it was all Laporta. I think Barjuan was only asked 1 question, but Laporta gave us some updates about Ronald Koeman being sacked, the new manager, and Barjuan gave us some updates about the current team, how he's going to play, the intensity, and all that sort of stuff. So let's get in and see what both of them had to say. Starts off by saying Joan Laporta, of course, that Sergi temporarily leaves Barca B and assumes the leadership of the first team. We value his decision very much because he is a club man and has experience. He deserves all of our trust. We dismissed Koeman after Rayo Vallecano game. We are very grateful to him because he arrived at the time of maximum difficulty. He is a Barca Barcelona legend, and he'll always be in Barcelona's memory. The situation was unattainable, and we thought that if we didn't act, we would reduce our intention to fight for all titles. Sergi would be on the bench until we finalize the signing of a new coach. We are focused on the short term and long term. Sergi assumes the responsibility now. He perfectly understands our philosophy, and we stand here today hopeful and excited. Sergi knows the squad in depth. He will be able to work with it normally. The football department is also working on several options, and we don't want to rush into a decision of hiring a new coach in a hurry. Xavi, I would like to keep the options for myself. We could not act like professionals, and it could harm us in the short term. The relationship with Koeman is good for our part. We communicate to him to all due respect. I suppose he saw the effort we made to him, give him confidence, and he understands that we saw the law of football. The negotiations with Koeman so far are going well to, of course, reduce that compensation. My opinion on Xavi is in a very interesting process, evolving very well. I have a very good reference to him. I speak with him very often. I have a healthy relationship with him as well. I know his opinion about the team and the squad and what he thinks that should be done to improve it. We want to stay alive in the Champions League, and we have a very important game in Kiev, and we fully trust Sergi Barjuan's work in that game if he does have to manage that game, of course. We have a good squad, a good team that needs to be more competitive than it has to be, and we need to get the best out of it. Koeman's dismissal, maybe it should have been done earlier, but we thought that Koeman deserved a margin of confidence. I take full responsibility in this decision. So Laporta saying, look, I probably should have sacked Koeman earlier when I gave it a little bit more chance. In the end, I was wrong, and now, of course, I've sacked him. Sergi Barjuan was finally asked his first question. He said, I'd like to thank the club for trusting me. I send Koeman a big hug. There is little room to work here. It is a complex situation. I've tried to implement the criteria that I want, that I need, that I think are, the most important for the squad. I've not even been in the job for 24 hours yet, where I try to connect with all the players. I trust the players and the fans to help us. They need to support the team. The way we play will not vary very much from Koeman, although some tactical aspects will be adjusted. Laporta back in the action here now, saying that I've always had to say that Xavi could coach Barcelona one day. He loves football, he belongs to Barcelona, and that was and is his goal. I trust the people next to me will follow him and know him and other coaches as well. The role of making sporting decisions corresponds more to the sporting management than me. I think we have a good squad at the moment. I asked Sergi to be here as he is, to have ambition, to be determined, not to be afraid to try other solutions, because the ones that we've tried so far have not gone well. We have to return to the desire to play and, of course, to enjoy playing football. I have been talking with Xavi during the electoral campaign. I told Xavi that I would try to get Koeman to fulfill his contract because of the figure he is, and I think that him taking over the club's managerial role at such a different time. So Laporta saying, look, I want to stick with Koeman to the end of this season because I didn't want to, pay him to get sacked, of course. But it's gone too far and I had to sack him. Barcelona will always be Ronald Koeman's home. The new coach like Sergi now will have the full support of the club. Now Sergi has our support. He is a brave coach who will continue as long as it takes until we find that new manager. Asked about Xavi again, saying that on Xavi, we have a very good reports about him, and he does have a lot of inputs, and that comes as a positive to us. As much as all the media talk about Xavi, but we have not made a decision quite yet, there also are other options apart from Xavi, so make sure you look out for that. Barjuan back in action again, saying the atmosphere, and he's asked about the atmosphere in the dressing room. I see the team very well. It is difficult, the very many things in such a short time. The style of play is non-negotiable. Laporta back in now, saying that Jordi Cruyff, one of the most people closest to Ronald Koeman. Finally, we decided that the situation was unattainable, and we had to communicate to him as well. We were also thinking about Alberto Capallas as the new manager, as the interim manager, but we opted for Sergi Barjuan. Jordi Cruyff, by the way, was never an option to be that interim manager, of course. Compensation for Ronald Koeman is a significant amount, of course, around 15 million euros being reported. We will resolve this issue to satisfy both parties. And lastly, Barjuan is going to wrap it up here to give us some updates around the squad. Dembele has options to be in the squad list tomorrow. Ansu did not train, and he will not be available for this match. Then the reporter asked him, can Ricky Puig start playing now? Can he start this game? Barjuan said Ricky Puig. Everyone in the team has options. And lastly, Barjuan was asked about the physical preparation of the team. He said that I don't know what they did from before. It's a long-term question, but today in the training session, I asked for intensity. And that concluded Joan Laporta and Sergi Barjuan's press conference reaction ahead of the match against Deportivo Alaves tomorrow. Let's now get into the lineup predictions. We're going to start with the manager, Sergi Barjuan. I'm going to try my best to predict this lineup. That feels so weird to say. I have no idea what he's going to pick. Of course, we have no insight whatsoever. I think I'll pick this lineup on the screen right now. I think I'll go with Ter Stegen in goal. A back four, Roberto, Pique, Eric Garcia, Jordi Alba. Midfield three of Busquets, Nico, and Gavi. And a front three of Dest, Aguero, and Memphis Depay. Now, of course, Ter Stegen will be in goal. goal, not that about that. There are reports coming out saying that Roberto is injured for this game and will be out. I think if he is out, Mingueza will come in. But my idea behind this lineup is that I think that Barjuan will pick all, like, the heads, the big heads and the heavyweights in the dressing room. All the captains will start. I think if, they're all fit. If Roberto's fit, I think he'll start 100%. Of course, in the midfield is going to be the big question. I think Nico has to start this game. I think Barjuan knows that as well. He could start Ricky Puig. Highly doubt that. In the front three as well, he won't start Luke de Jong. He won't start Demir. It's going to be Des, Aguero, and Memphis. I think, honestly, this could be the exact line that he picks for this match. But, of course, leave your thoughts down below on what you think Sergi Barjuan will pick for this match. Now, I'm going to show you guys my lineup, what I would do if I was the Barcelona coach. And that lineup's on screen right now. I'd go Ter Stegen in goal, a back four of Des, Mingueza, Eric Garcia, Alejandro Balde, a midfield three of Nico, Gavi, and Ricky Puig, and a front three of Coutinho, Aguero, and Memphis Depay. Now, you might be wondering, I might be gone, crazy, but my idea behind this lineup is that, screw all the heavyweights, screw all the older players. I'm going to go youth and just hope for the best. Because this season we have nothing to fight for. We have no ambition. We're, temporary coach. Just go for it. Play the youngsters and let them play. Of course, resting Pique for Mingueza. I think Des has to play right back. That is his best position in the team. Resting Jordi Alba, playing, Alejandro Balde. He hasn't played in a few months now. Nico has to start, so I put him in the double. I put him as a single pivot, not double pivot, because we don't really have another backup to Busquets, and I think Busquets needs some rest. He's been playing 90 minutes week in, week out. I've gone with Gavi on the right because he plays there for Spain, and I have gone with Ricky Puig on the left. Front three, I don't really trust Demir too much. I don't think he's gonna come in and do well. That's just my opinion. So the front three I've gone with is Coutinho, Aguero, and Memphis. But what I would do is have Coutinho play just a little bit in behind Aguero and Memphis as at front two. Maybe bring on Luke de Jong near the end of the game to give us Memphis some rest. But other than that, this would be the lineup that I would select for this match. But let me know down in the comments below. Would you rather pick my lineup or Koeman's lineup? Time now for my score prediction. What do I believe the result will be in this match? I'm gonna go with Barcelona winning this game by 2-0. Celebrate on the fact of the new manager boost. I think that's going to be a big factor for this game, of course, being at the Camp Nou as well. But if Deportivo Alaves score first, it's going to be a tough way back. You've seen their clean sheet record. They've done very well defensively this season. If they score first, it's going to be one hell of a ride. But overall, I think Barcelona have the better quality, better team. At the Camp Nou, new manager, I think Barcelona will win this game by 2-0. Let me know your score predictions down in the comments below. So that was my match preview for Barcelona versus Deportivo Alaves in La Liga. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to leave a like. And of course, leave me your thoughts down below in the comments on everything we discussed. The main thing I want to know firstly is your score prediction. And secondly, on the lines, what do you think Barjuan is going to pick? Would you rather pick my lineup or his lineup? And what lineup would you go with if you disagree with both? And of course, make sure you guys subscribe down below if you haven't already. And I'll see you guys some more for the live watch along. Set the reminder on the screen and come and join me and watch the game with me. Follow right after the match by my match review. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. Take care and Forza Barca. Go, 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 go.